Abuse VQ, stay locked in.
Squadron. Back at it again, right? So, they say the third time's a charm, right? Darn it. Shoot my joint taking, what's his name out? My radiator fans, darn it. But anyway, back to what we're doing, the third time's a charm. I did use the RTV silicone to try and seal up my headers, but it's still leaking. So my next game plan right now, squad, is I am going to take out the headers, clean them up real nice. I'm gonna probably hit Home Depot and pick up a belt sander. Team, y'all see the vibe that I'm on right now. So all of that epoxy and all that stuff ain't working. I'm still getting a leak because you could clearly see I started to, let's take this. I started to machine or sand down, like put it on the belt sander, and you can see the middle is like perfect and the edges are still hella dirty. So I got some sanding to do to really get it even. So let me do that and we'll get it. Let's go. All right, team, so saga continues. See, we got the front done, right? So now we're working on the rear because I was still smelling exhaust fumes under the hood after I started it after the repair, but it was really faint. And when I sprayed the front here with soapy water and all of that, that was good. I'll go and do a diagnostic, but you can clearly see this is the rear gasket. You can see it was leaking on the corners. And this is the side that was on the actual header. So not too bad over here, but you could definitely see it was leaking on one side. So new gasket. We'll just drop some RTV from bolt hole to bolt hole on each end. And that should do it, team, and lock it down. And then we'll do the same thing on the opposite side and drop the copper RTV on it just to make sure we have a perfect seal on the edges, because it seems that's where the problem is at. So again, this is the side that was on the actual engine block. Like, this is what was lined up to the engine ports, as you can see. And you can definitely see the dark brown over there. I mean, black. So that carbon soot, no bueno. Let's get it though, team. Fresh gasket. Let's break out the RTV and we'll be good to go. Let's go. Let's do it. So we just gonna try and clean those up.
My name is Joseph, and the one thing I love about Chick-fil-A nuggets is it's so good every single time. I bite into that nugget, and it's just so crispy, but somewhat juicy.
Let me see if I can point it out to y'all. If y'all could see right here where my finger is, there's a crack right there. And it's like that crack goes all the fucking way around to this hole. How did that happen? I don't know! But that is where my leak is coming from, team. So overall, the headers is good. I just need to get that welded. Like, nothing else is going to suffice but welds. I'm in VA. Let's see if I could find a shop that can make this look somewhat presentable. Once they weld it, I'm gonna scuff it up and back to business. Y'all already know we should be 100%. We got it all welded. The guy Jim did a hell of a good job. You know what I mean? So we are welded all the way around. My guy held my joint down. I'm appreciative. I'm gonna definitely go drop some high temp heat, high temp exhaust header paint on this joint. I'm gonna probably end up taking this off. Just go pick up some new header wrap. Put the high temp paint on it just to give it that coating. Let it sit for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. Throw that shit in the oven and bake it on 450. Let's get it, squad. You already know. All right, team, y'all see what it is. So we hit it with the high temp header paint that can withstand what, between 1400 and 2000 degrees. So got the heater on it. We're gonna let this dry like this for about an hour. After this dries like this for about an hour, I'm gonna throw it in the oven on 450 for about 2 hours to let it bake. We'll take the tape off, of course. There's no sensors in here, so throw it in there, let it bake, get this on there to give me that extra added protection. And then you know what time it is. I know I caught some fire, but I gotta wrap the headers, bro. Like, these shits emit too much heat not to wrap them. So that's my next move. Probably go pick up some header wrap now while this dries and just have everything on deck. We finished cleaning this. I gotta get y'all some light, but we cleaned the ports. Ports are clean for the most part. Probably gotta go over them again. But we are looking good, squad. So we should be on our way to greatness, because you already know the champ is here. We are out the oven, feeling good. It's cooled off now. Gave it about 20-30 minutes. So let's go get it wrapped. Let's reinstall the oxygen sensors and some RTV. Let's slap this joint back on. Y'all already know the vibe. Squadron, we in here. Y'all see that right there, right? RTV, copper, everything, Reggie Miller, everywhere else. So I'm just hoping that with this side being the side that was warped, if there's still a little gap or anything that needs to be filled, I'll just put the RTV on that side specifically. Everything else locks up and lines up, so we're good money on that. And we can honestly just lock it down and see what comes from this left side that was warped. So everything should be good though, team. Use my belt sander, grinded it down to about as even as I can get it. Literally probably about quarter, not even, of an inch that was left in there. That could be a gap, an issue. But everything else, wavy. We're welded here in the middle, good to go. And we're wrapped. Let's give it that required wait time. Throw the heater on it for the night and see what we get in the morning. You already know. Let's go. So these were the codes that I was getting, but once I noticed my O2 sensor wasn't functioning properly, I knew it was time for a replacement. All right, squad, home stretch, baby. Last issue is this front O2 sensor. As y'all can see previously, I put those two codes up that I'm getting now. We're off that P0300. My main issue was the header. Well, my front header anyway. It was warped. As you see, the orange RTV silicone, Shaba. Got that sealed up, and I needed to get it welded, which I seen earlier. My guy down here, down bottom, definitely helped me down. So we're looking good, team. So the codes switch from the P0300 to the P1168 and the P0051. Both of those codes have to deal with your front, as you see is missing, O2 sensor. That shit done. Party adjourned. You can see from that leak I had in the holes, it's a wrap. And then from the other RTV I put on it, it seems like that covered it as well, but it's still a done deal, team. It's a wrap. So, new O2 sensor coming in, you know, airflow sensor, and we'll be good. Squadron should be straight. So, stick around. That startup's about to come. You already know the vibe, baby. Just painted my joints too. Painted this to freshen it up just a tad. Just a tad. And yeah, squad, we in here. Y'all already know the vibe. O2 sensor. Let's slap it in. Let's see what we get. Been waiting for UPS all day. Now they want to fucking come 8 o'clock at night. What apps though? We got it now. Let's get it going. You already know what time it is.